Hey guys, Anais here with my first of many guides that I'll be making for classes in Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn. This one will be covering a Bard class since I feel that I've learned how to play it pretty decently in the last few weeks. It's not my main class, but I've been talking to a lot of the top players on the server. I've been asking them their input, and I've kind of thought that I'd come up with a guide since I've seen a lot of people that are a little lost on what to do. So first of all, what is a Bard? Bard is a mobile DPS support class. Now, I say support because they have support abilities such as Mage's Ballad, which it decreases your damage dealt by 20%, but it increases the mana regeneration for you and your party members. Now, these skills take your mana, so it'll while you're casting Mage's Ballad, your MP will tick down slower, but you'll regain some of it back. Whereas when you're using other skills like Army's Peon or Foe's Requiem, you're not going to get the beneficial MP regen from the song, so it'll deplete a lot faster. Now the next skill is Army's Peon. It refreshes TP of all nearby party members for a duration of your total MP, but at the same time it decreases your damage dealt by 20% as well. So you want to use these two skills sparingly, mostly whenever people ask for them or when you notice that people have low MP. You can't see other people's TP, so you might have to ask for input from your tanks or melee DPS classes or other bards that might be in your party. Now the last song that we have the use of is Foe's Requiem, which reduces all enemy magic resistance by 10%. So if you have a casters like say a summoner or black mage, this is an incredibly beneficial skill. And the great thing about this skill is that it actually does not decrease any of your DPS, so you can use this as much as you want without the fear of lowering DPS. The fourth skill we have isn't really a song, but it doubles the effectiveness of any songs that you use. So you would pretty much use this at the beginning of a long battle, like say Twintania followed by Foe's Requiem, or if somebody in your team is getting dangerously low on mana or TP, you would use this to help offset that. Now, let's talk a little bit about what cross-class skills I use. Right now, it's not that difficult to figure out which ones to use since there aren't many available to us. So the ones that I use, and some of these you can interchange, but it's not really. There's only three really important ones that you need, which are Internal Release, Blood for Blood, and Invigorate. So pretty much as a bard you'll be using your TP. You are available to use a 1000 TP. This Invigorate skill is a cross-class ability from a level 22 Lancer. It instantly restores 400 TP to yourself, but it has a 120-second recast time, so for 2 minutes you won't be able to use this skill. This one is very, very important because you're going to be running out of TP fast if you are using Bard to its full potential. The next one is Blood for Blood, which you get actually at Dragoon level 34. It increases the damage that you deal by 10%, but you also suffer 25% more damage, so you have to know when to use this. You have to be very cautious with this one. This one's really good. It has an 80-second recast time, so it's a lot faster to refresh, and you can use it a lot more often. The last important one is Internal Release, which you will automatically get this one since you need to level Pugilist to get it. It increases your critical hit rate by 10%, but it only lasts 15 seconds. The good thing about this is that it has a recast time of 60 seconds, so you can use this very often. The next two skills, like I said, are up to you what you'd like to use. I'll tell you which ones I use and why I use them. First, I use Second Wind. This one instantly restores your own HP. It has a pretty high cure potency of 450, but the potency varies with how much attack power you have. So if you have, say, Raging Strikes, you're going to heal for a lot more than if you wouldn't have it on. This one's more for those oh no moments, you know, you're about to die and you don't feel you're going to get healed. You would use this. The next one is also a defensive one. I use Keen Flurry, which is the Lancer level 6 one, so this is really easy to get. Increases your parry rate by 40%. So basically what this does, it'll decrease your incoming damage for a while. For 20 seconds, which is really useful on safe fights like Garuda Extreme or Twintania. Specifically on Garuda Extreme, you can use it on when Garuda will be using her Wicked Wheel. So you don't have to run out. If you're a melee, you'd be able to use this, or if you're too close for some reason, then you would use this as well, and you will not get one shot. Another good use for this is during Twintania when the fireballs are up. If, for instance, one of your healers has died, or you don't feel you're going to get a heal, you're in for some reason they're not really healing you, and you know you're going to die, or you need to soak a 3-man fireball, you would use Keen Flurry to reduce the incoming damage. So those are the 2 skills I use. You could definitely interchange those with Featherfoot and Mantra, but I feel that Featherfoot is not that great. Mantra is pretty cool. I mean, it increases HP recovery of everyone in your party around you by 5%. So all the healing that people get for 15 seconds is going to get increased. It's pretty beneficial. It's a support skill. I don't really use it, so it's really up to you if you want to use it. Now let's talk a little bit about how I have my skills set up and why I have them set up this way. So basically I use 1 through 6 on my normal attack skills. My second bar is my shift key, and these are usually buffs that I use during the fight, so it makes it really easy to use them. I don't have to use shift too often, only when my buffs are up. And the last one are all my global cooldowns that are on the top bar. This is used on alt. So basically I have them all set up in quadrants. As you can see, I have my AoEs also set up here together, Q, E, R, and I have my blood letter on F. My 2 main buffs, the most important buffs, I have set to mouse button 4 and mouse button 5. The songs that I have are on the right side. I just click them since they're not very hard to use, and I also have Quelling Strikes at the top right, which is also clickable. I don't use it too often. I tend to watch my aggro bar, and I don't pull aggro. Tend to be pretty careful about that. I usually use it if I think that I'm gonna pull aggro. So I've talked a little bit about what a bard is, how I have my skills set up, and which skills I'm using. So now I'll be talking about how to keep your DPS up on a bard and have really high DPS potential. So let's go ahead and talk about that now. Hey guys, this is Nice here with the DPS portion of the Bard Guide. For today I'll be talking a little bit on how to keep your damage high and consistent on the Bard. I'll be talking a little bit about openers and what the main importance of your skills are while keeping your DPS up as a Bard. So first, the main thing I want to stress is that the most important thing is to keep your dots up at all time. You always want to have your dots up and straight shot up as well, because your dots will get buffed with straight shot. So if you're new to bards, the thing about straight shot is it gives you a 10% increase in critical hit chance. It's pretty much a free buff that you can reapply every 20 seconds. You can apply it anytime you want, but it's not very TP efficient since it costs a 10 more TP cost than heavy shot and has 10 less potency. So you only really want to use it to refresh it. The way your dots work in this game, or for Bard at least, is that when they inflict critical damage, they can actually have a chance to reset your blood letter. Now your blood letter is a 150 potency skill, but it has a 15-second recast time, but it also has the benefit of being off of global cooldown. Now this shares the same potency as a heavy shot, which is your main skill that you're going to be using in your arsenal. Heavy shot also can proc, has a 20% chance to proc straight shots, 100% crit chance on them. So these 2 skills and basically these 5 skills all synergize together to kind of give you, I guess, an RNG factor for Bard. But like I said, I can't stress enough to keep your dots up and your straight shot. That's the most important thing out of everything, to factor any RNG out of Bard and to keep consistent damage. So let me talk a little bit about the basic opener that I've come up with. Basically, the beginning portion of this is optional. Obviously, if you have the money to spare, why not, right? You would start off with the Mega Potion of Dexterity, high quality. Basically, you would pre-pot this, and the way this game works is it screenshots pretty much whatever damage increasing buffs you have on yourself when you're applying any skills. So, for instance, if you use a pre-pot and you have 10 seconds left on it, you apply your 20-second buffs, or dots rather, after those 10 initial seconds, it's still going to apply the damage increase that you had while you use the skill. It's not going to fall off, so you don't have to worry about that. So the very first skill we're going to use is Hawk's Eye, followed by Blood for Blood. So basically you want to supercharge any skills that you're going to be using at the very beginning for your opener. You're going to be using Straight Shot to get that 10% increase in critical hit chance, followed by Bloodletter. This way you already have your Bloodletter on cooldown, so it'll be up by the time that you have all your other buffs up. After that, it's going to be followed by Internal Release, Raging Strikes, Venomous Bite, Barrage. Now, Barrage is one of your most important skills as well. Well, rather your most important buff. The way it works is it adds 3 strikes to your normal auto attacks. So it's at that time it's pretty much supercharging your attack speed in a way. You want to have as many buffs up as possible while using this skill. That way you get the most damage potential out of it. So after Barrage, we would use Windbite. So this time we have both dots up, both with the 20% crit chance. After the Windbite, you would apply a Flaming Arrow on the ground, followed by a Heavy Shot, Blunt Arrow, Bloodletter. By this time it should be off global cooldown if you get lucky with a proc. If not, then just use a Heavy Shot, Repelling Shot, and by now then your Bloodletter will be off a global cooldown. So that's pretty much the opener. Let me repeat that again. I know it's talked a little bit fast. Basically it's Hawk's Eye, Blood for Blood, Straight Shot, Bloodletter, Internal Release, Raging Strikes, Venomous Bite, Barrage, Windbite, Fire Arrow, Heavy Shot, Blunt Arrow, Bloodletter, Heavy Shot, and Repelling Shot. These are all your skills that you have in your arsenal that you've already used. Obviously you would use Misery's End when your target's below a 20%. That's your highest potency skill, but that shouldn't be part of your opener unless you're fighting just trash mobs. So now that we talked a little bit about the opening rotation, let's go ahead and put that into practice and see how we do. Pretty much the opening rotation that I was speaking of. You could definitely change some of the things in there. Nothing's really set in stone, especially the off global cooldowns or any of the buffs. You can interchange them as much as you want. That's just kind of like a basic synopsis of what I've come up with. With that opening rotation, I held right there, it was at 450 DPS, and as you can tell, I don't have that great of gear. I have a lot of just filler gear that I've picked up. But if you guys just practice it and keep this down in muscle memory, you guys will definitely keep at least damage of about 250. The more you play, the better you're going to get. So I hope this video helps you guys, and if you guys have any questions, I'd be more than willing to answer any of your guys' questions. Thank you for watching the videos. If you guys have any suggestions for me, I'll be making more videos soon. Just leave them in the comments section, guys. Thanks for watching.